Hi everyone, welcome back to Build and Make the Partwork Wrangler, and today on the channel we've got Build the Ducati Desmosedici issue number 2, Francesca Baganaire. Yes, and today we are doing, in this issue, we are doing the front fender. So this is the parts that we're going to be doing. Just adding a few what looks like washers or something into the part like that. Part like that, and you'll end up with something that looks like that. Now remember that I was supplied these screws, which were KP and LP, so I think one of these have been mixed up with an as you see it says KP, but mine's an LP, which technically would be an AP. There's a bit of a labelling issue going on there. So let's put our issue over to one side, and we'll bring in 2A, which is this beautiful front fender. So this is what the front fender looks like. As you can see, it's got Akrapovic, or whatever that says, Lenovo, Ducati course, and Akrapovic. I can't pronounce that. So yeah, this is the parts that we're going to be working on. So what we need to do is to get ourselves 2B and 2C. Now 2B and 2C look very similar. As you can see, you've got various details on the side of it. The other side is not, it's just plain. Okay, so we're going to get 2B, and basically you can see here you've got a pinhole, and then and then you've got a hole that goes into there. So this pin is going to hold it into position while you secure it up the top here. Okay, so we're going to get ourselves a KP screw, which is this little one here, and we'll get ourselves a KP screw. Yeah, so it's been a bit, this was supposed to be on the channel a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately I mislaid the screw. I'm forever losing my screws. So there's been a short delay there. Okay, so it looks like, I would have thought that come from the back, but it looks like the screw is going to go in from the front. So obviously, because you're screwing onto the main sort of fascia bit of the bike, try to go carefully or you'll screw right through it, and you might scratch this bit. But this screw is going in beautifully, very gorgeous indeed, fabulous. Okay, so yeah, that's our first part done. Just give that, yeah, I could do a little bit more. I always get very nervous when I'm screwing into plastic, because one over tighter and then you might crack it. So it's a little bit loose still, but I think the reason it's loose is because obviously this part here is a pin, so it's gonna feel very loose, but I've tightened it as best as I can. Let's give that a little bit more. Yeah, I don't want to over tighten that, but it is a little bit rattly, so as you can see, but that's as far as I'm going to get that to go in. Right, so next what we're going to do, we're going to put the next side on, which obviously is this side here. Same scenario again, we're going to get the pin and the hole that's going to go up the top here, and we're going to secure that in with a gorgeous KP screw. So let's get the KP screw in, and we'll get this into position. Now the next pack for this will be a short delay while we wait for the next parts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to say a specific day of the week it's going to be up, because sometimes I say that and then it doesn't arrive till a few days later. So I'm not going to set a day in stone for when this will air each week. So as soon as I've got the parts in will be as soon as I put them up, or what I might do is as soon as I've got the next parts, because issue 1 and 2 you'll get 2 parts, and then I think the next pack is 3 issues, and then the next pack is 4 moving forwards, and I think the pack after that is 6. What I might do is once I get the parts in, I will split them, spread them over each week. But yeah, so I'm still waiting for my Batman to come as well. So yeah, that's what that part looks like. Now bizarrely, this feels more secure than this part, so Wonder why that's a little bit more rattly, you see? Whereas this one, it's more like, seems to not rattle as much. But, oh, I see there's like a little, you see there's a gap there, so let's try that a little bit more then. Just going to give it a bit of a firm pressure there. Don't want to over tighten it, you see. There we go, that looks a little bit more better, but as I say, I won't over tighten that. If it rattles, it's fine. I'm happy with that. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put on our fender mounting discs. Now, these look like this, so you've got like a little raised part. I don't know if you can see that, but you see it's like a little raised section here, and then you've got like a circular motion. Now, what's going to happen is these are going to turn over, and we're going to turn this over here, and you can see down this part here, it looks as if, where is it? They've got it something like that. It looks as if these are going to fit onto this little part here, and they want it so that you feed it up with the semicircular bit at the top. So basically something will sit onto the top. It will just rest there until obviously you put the screw in it, but these are going to go in with AP screws, which apparently are LP screws. Now, it's very hard to establish if it's the correct screw. For example, this says LP, but the manual says AP. So it could be that it is an AP screw, or it could be that the manual's wrong and the manual is saying AP and it is actually an LP. But I got LP, so we'll have to work with the screws that we've been provided with, and just hope that it, you know, it fits it. So yeah, righty ho. So let's secure this in. I don't really see this being a bit of purpose unless something will sit onto it, but I'm not, I don't really know an awful lot about a bike, so, but this is why we do these collections, so that we can learn more. Now I can see this being quite a fiddly part to get in, so maybe it might be easier if I offer the screw to it, and then if we gently rest that, we've got like a little nugget bit that can rest onto it, and then if I hold that there, hopefully it's just enough, because as you can see the screwdriver rests against this plastic bit, so it gives you a bit of anchorage. Oops, gives you a bit of anchorage to get that in, you know. And so far that my plan on that has worked. So yeah, I find offering it, like put the screw for it first and then just rest it on, it seems to work a lot better. So, and as you see, your screwdriver's bashing up against that, so it gives it a little bit of support there. So that's our first one secured, as you can see. As I say, I'm not entirely sure what this part will play in the build, but it's obviously just for show. From what I can see, I can't see that being much use. I think that might be just for show, or it could be to hold like so the wheel pushes against it maybe, but we will learn as we progress through the build. Right, so let's get another screw, and as you see, that screw did fit. So yeah, as I say, if the bag's wrong, been labelled wrong, or it is a misprint in the magazine. So yeah, right, let's get the next one in. So now we will be getting this one in now, and that's going to go onto this section here. So again, I'm going to rest it onto there like I did in the previous one, and then I'm just going to offer the screw, offer the, I only need to turn it in a little bit, and then obviously I've got enough that I can work with it, but I might have to go in from this angle just to secure it in. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Wow, okay, so very happy with that. That's the end of this consignment. As you can see, that's what our finished part will look like. As of yet, I don't know what the next parts are, because I haven't checked the portal, but I think when I last checked it was a wheel in issue 3. So yeah, that's issue 2 of the Desmosedici. If you want to get this for yourself, it is with, I believe it's Fan Home. They've put D'Agostini here, but D'Agostini collections are moving over to the Fan Home side of the things. I think they're collapsing the D'Agostini portal and just moving it into Fan Home, because it seems to me all the new collections seem to be always aired on the Fan Home website. Fan Home and D'Agostini are linked, they're sister companies. So, and this is a 1/4 scale, so yeah, lovely. So let's just take another look at that. I'll put the screw back in there so I don't lose it. Nice, quick, easy issue. So tomorrow we might be doing a bit of the doll's house. And just so you know, with the doll's house, I just want to be clear that not all, I forgot to mention in the last video that I did for that, not all parts are being replaced in that. So, because some of the parts are already built onto Mickey Mouse's flooring. So, not all parts are going to be replaced. We're only replacing certain parts in that build. So, it's going to be a bit of mix and match on that. So, we'll get that the next issue's done. I think the last one I did was issue 5. So it'd be issue 6 next. But yeah, I might have to have a little look with this, because this is bothering me a bit, because this is nice and you can't hear the rattling, but this bit a little bit on the loose side. But let me just try again, because yeah, that screw is not budging, so I'll have to leave it like that. If it rattles, it rattles. I'm happy with that. And then of course we've put these little washer things on, which are called, what are they called? Let's have a look. They are your 2.0 fender mounting discs. So wow, lovely little part that. So pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll see you for issue 3 coming soon. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, if you want to get this for yourself, go over to Fan Home. I'll put the link in the description of the video. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Tapping that bell notification will make sure that you don't miss a video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. It's totally free of charge, and you don't have to pay, which is brilliant. So until next time, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.